How did I manage to turn these things around for me in 1 month? What actions did I take which enabled me to make it possible? It's not who you are, but it's what you do that defines you. To make something special, you just have to believe it's special. There is no secret ingredient. When I was a little kid, I was told that if I do well in school, that would set me up for success. Later, I was told that if I do well in college and get an undergrad degree, that would pave the path to a successful life. Soon, I was told that in pursuit of this life of my dreams, I need to get a master's degree and find a job. It wasn't my parents or my teachers that told me this. It was just how the system worked. Everyone was a part of this race. The surprising fact here, though, is that nobody took a second to tell me what I should do if I fail, what I should do if I start doubting my own abilities. So, if you've ever felt this fear of failure or self doubt, just remember it doesn't make you a failure, it just makes you normal. Everyone has been through it at least at some point in their life. I am now working as a software engineer at Amazon in San Francisco, but this Silicon Valley dream wasn't an easy feat to achieve. It sure was a bumpy ride. Let me take you back a few months. I was working for Uber back then, this exciting startup in the heart of Silicon Valley. Everything was going according to the plan, but soon an unwanted visitor invaded us. The pandemic happened. Cities started shutting down, which meant Uber's business was suffering. Rumors started surfacing about Uber having a massive layoff. I was terrified by the prospect of losing this job which I loved so much. My mind had become this devil's workplace where I kept on replaying scenarios of what that would mean for me. I used to wake up in the middle of the night just to make sure that I don't have an email from HR letting me know that my time at Uber has come to an end. But one fine day, that email did make its way into my inbox. That was my last day at Uber. The world around me started collapsing. All my aspirations, all my dreams, all the hard work I put in was snatched away from me in one tiny instant. I was spiraling down this drain of negative thoughts. Wasn't I good enough? Do I not fit in this world? Were the questions I was asking myself. With unemployment, my visa also got into a pickle, which meant that I needed to find a job within the next 30 days to stay in the US. The question I was asking myself progressed to, do I not deserve to be in the US at all? I surely hit rock bottom. There was that day and my first day at Amazon 1 month later, at a higher position than what I had at Uber. How did I manage to turn these things around for me in 1 month? What actions did I take which enabled me to make it possible? But soon it was time to wake up. I was overwhelmed by the culture shock that the switch to US entails. I was terrified by the competition around me, people from deemed universities, people with bunch of work experience under the belt, people doing research, and then there's me who barely made it into this university. I realized soon enough that I was the underdog. One day I was watching the movie Batman Begins and this dialogue came up. It's not who you are, but it's what you do that defines you. That little dialogue put things into perspective for me a bit. I just thought to myself, it's not who I am, but what I do from now on that will define my career. I can either be depressed about this and be intimidated by the people around me, or take the necessary steps to get myself to success. I realized that it would be a harder climb, but I just did a small experiment. I just painted a mental picture of what my dream would look like. I just picturized myself working at a tech company in Bay Area at a good position. And each task I did, I kept this mental picture at the back of my head and just believed that that is a possibility for me and I have to work towards it. And before I knew it, I found myself working in one of the best tech companies in the Bay Area. I was started working for Uber. My confidence was soaring pretty high when I started, but soon enough, I realized what it means to be the least qualified person in a room. I was overwhelmed by the work and the people around me, the smartest mind in the world, and working on the technical innovations which are the state of the art. I realized that I may not be able to get to that level ever in my life. I was One day I was watching this movie Kung Fu Panda after a tiring day. There's this big fat panda, right? Po, who doesn't have the skills nor the shape to become a dragon warrior. But his father, who's a chef, tells him that the secret ingredient in his special soup is nothing. To make something special, you just have to believe it's special. There is no secret ingredient. This opened my eyes a bit. I thought to myself that if these people who I consider the geniuses in the world, if they can get there, what's stopping me? They worked for it and got there, right? They weren't born with the genius. So if I take the same steps, I can get there. And with that picture in my head, I started working harder, and soon enough, I found myself answering more questions than I was asking. I was doing well, and I was eyeing promotions soon. Let's fast forward to the day I was laid off. The first week was the hardest. It took me a couple of days to digest this information and to realize what I was actually feeling. It took me about a week to understand the implications for my visa. I was struggling to come out of the negativity loop. I was constantly asking myself, why me? What did I do to deserve this? Soon I realized there were two options in front of me: either keep wallowing in my grief and find reasons to complain, which was really tempting, trust me, or I could just accept this as a challenge from the universe and try to get through it successfully. I thought to myself, wait a second, I have been in situations like this before. I have been asking myself, am I not good enough? And then getting through it successfully. So, this is just a similar situation, just of a higher magnitude. So, I did my little experiment again. I just picturized my future at a good company at a higher position, and everything was normal. So I tried to focus my energy towards achieving this rather than the negative things that were going on in my life right now. So I tried to focus on the positives that came through my experience at Uber. I gained a lot of technical expertise. Uber is a good name to have in the resume. I'll get a lot of interviews. And once I crack one of these interviews, that's it. Everything will be behind me. I worked as hard as possible, putting in extra hours to get through interview prep and trying to reach out to people to get interviews in the first place. I tried to manage my time properly to make it a possibility as early as possible to get a job. So soon enough, I found myself with offers from Amazon, Microsoft, and a few other tech companies, uh, and it was a successful endeavor. Our lives are defined by the opportunities, even the ones we miss. With just the right attitude, right perspective, you can literally turn your entire life around. You can convert every tough spot into an opportunity for growth, every pain into motivation to hustle harder, and every hurdle as a step towards success. Discomfort is the best recipe for growth. Whenever you find yourself in an uncomfortable situation, just remember that's the universe giving you an opportunity to grow. So make sure you make the most out of it. The universe has a magical way of rewarding us through our struggles. I've seen this every single time. It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you get hit and still keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Thank you.
Tell us what you think about this video and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.